poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that bitch like Stockton.
Yeah, we here. We back. It's episode number 2. This is the Hookah Homies podcast. Welcome to Majestic Lounge. And we're grateful, man. We're thankful. We get another opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to be here. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on right now, which we're going to get into in a little bit. We're going to share, you know, a brief thought on what's happening. But hey, we're happy, and I'm happy to be here to talk to the people, you know what I'm saying. Thanks to everyone who tuned in to episode number 1. Shout out to New Vision. Appreciate you coming through the lounge. That was amazing. I've been receiving a lot of good feedback on the content, you know, that we were able to discuss. So with that being said, episode number 2 has to be better, right? Or it has to take things to another level. Today we're definitely gonna, you know, speak to, you know, a lot of people out there that's feeling a lot of pain. And sit back right now, you know what I'm saying? Get something to drink, you know, whatever you're drinking. Who's drinking a beer, drinking wine, you know what I'm saying? We have the hookah on deck, so you know what it is. Shout out to our producer, Mavic Hero Films. He's the one that is making this possible right now, so we definitely appreciate him. But we have an amazing woman with us today in our midst, the infamous Tati. Welcome to the Majestic.
What's up? What's up?
I'm chilling. It's good to have you. It's good to have you.
Good
How
to
you
be
doing?
here. I'm doing great.
So, before you came in, I told you I was gonna make you a hookah. I'll prepare you a bowl, and you're gonna have to smoke it and tell me what it is. So you hit it up a couple of times. I'm sure you probably already have me here, already thinking what's in the bowl. But
Yeah.
Hit it and let me know what you think.
Yeah, sure.
How is it?
It's great. It's my cup of tea.
How does it taste? Before you even tell what it is, how does it taste?
Very smooth, fruity.
Yeah.
Fruity.
Yeah.
Soft. Yeah.
So all the people right now who need to go on majesticfusion.com and order your hookah flavor, what flavor should they be ordering?
It's from Alternative Smoke,
Right.
watermelon lit.
That's what we have right here. See
Yes.
that? Like it?
Yes, I
It's
love
amazing.
it.
It's
Yes.
amazing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody right now who's looking to smoke some amazing tobacco, Eternal Smoke is the way to go. I have the watermelon lit right here. That's what I'm smoking on. That's what she's smoking on. And trust me, if you never had some premium tobacco before, you're missing out. Make sure you go majesticfusionhookah.com and order yours right now. So hey, when I first told you about the topic, right, you were very hesitant to, you know, come in the lounge and speak, as, you know what I'm saying? You have your own reasons. I didn't question it. But when I told you specifically what I want to talk to you about, you were very excited to share your story. Why was that?
Well, because there is a lot of moms
Okay.
that are doing the same thing that I'm doing.
Okay.
And they could maybe relate to anything that I will say in the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So that way they could, you know, feel that it's okay to feel some type of way.
Right.
It's okay to be sad, be angry,
Okay.
all the emotions that you could probably
That's
feel.
going on right now.
Yes.
You know what's crazy? Just hearing you say that, it brings me to what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? As a black person, you know, it's hard. It's fucking hard. You know what I'm saying? We watch the news, we go on social media, we watch the TV, we see what's happening. You know, in
It's very sad.
right,
It's
with
depressing.
the cop, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's fair.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's fair.
Because
Like,
these people are supposed to be protecting you.
right, but instead of fucking protecting us, they're hurting us. You know what I'm saying? And it was very tragic when I watched the video. You know, there's so many other black persons who died by police brutality, or, you know, something to do with the police not doing what's right, right?
Yeah.
But it was a quick, and they die, and you feel the pain and the anger. But this one was different. Like, this one just hits a little bit different.
Yeah.
You 10 minutes, 9-10 minutes,
Yeah.
a man has his neck, you know what I'm saying,
The ground.
in for something so simple. And think about, I don't know how many kids he has, but I saw one of his daughter online.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw that.
Imagine how that mother is feeling right now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's all my brothers and sisters out there. Please be careful. Stay safe. I love the energy. I'm here. Majestic Fusion is supporting you 100%. The Hookah and Homie podcast team is supporting you 100%. Racism is wrong. Like it's just not right, no matter how you slice and dice it. And you know, we're playing at a disadvantage right now with certain things, but hey, that is the reason why we're riding. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why we're, you know what I'm saying?
So you could you have a voice. You have a voice.
Yeah,
you have a
this
voice.
is what the Hookah and Homies podcast is designed for.
Correct.
So today's topic, right? My heart goes out to Joy, Mr. Floyd's wife or his fiance. He has a little daughter right now. He's feeling pain.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be a single mom right now, right? So that is today's topic, and I want to get it from a mom's perspective. You know what I mean? You haven't experienced what they experienced, but you know there's still a lot of moms who they have sons and daughters, you know, that's black or Hispanic, and you know they're scared to send them outside. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's sad. So, what's your thought on it? Like, how do you feel?
Just being Hispanic in this country, it's very scary. Especially with my kids. Right. Sometimes like my son will ask me, I want to go outside, but I'm afraid that he's playing outside and all of a sudden because of what he is, he's gonna, you know, get mistreated. You know, even though he's an American. Right. You know what I mean?
Right. But they're gonna racially profile him.
Exactly.
That's how a lot of us feel. And there's people out there who, you know, they don't understand and they're quick to dismiss that there's actually real fucking fear. Yeah. I was in the parking lot with my son a couple days ago, and we were just chilling. I'm on the phone, you know, I'm doing some business, and I turned around and I saw some cops in the parking lot. And I swear to God, I honestly, like, the first thought that comes to my head is, should I leave right now? Should I jump in my car? What the fuck should I do? You know what I mean? Because I feel fear. I fear that they're gonna come over, they're gonna antagonize me. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, I don't, it's so sad, man.
Yeah, it's very scary.
It's so fucking sad. Let's talk about the topic. Single mom struggle.
Woo!
Single mom struggle. We have a lot of single moms right now.
How long do we have today? How long?
I don't know. It all depends on the producer, but we might be here for a while, because I'm sure we have a lot to talk about, right?
Oh, yeah.
A lot to talk. So, single mom struggle. Raising 3 kids on my own. That's the topic we're going to talk about today. You've been a single mom, you know, you have some kids or a couple kids. I know 1, 2, 3, 10, I don't know. You have some kids. But all jokes aside, you know, you went through most of raising your kids on your own.
Yeah. Correct.
And I'm sure, you know, that had to be hard. That had to be tough. So, how many kids do you have? 3. Okay. Boy, girl, boy?
I have 2 girls and 1 boy.
Okay. What are their ages?
So my son is 15, my daughter is 12, and my youngest one is a girl, it's 7.
So they're pretty much all teenagers?
Correct.
Damn. You remember what you were like when you were a teenager?
Not like this.
Okay. What was it like?
Well, it's different times, you know what I mean? Like at the age of 13, I was living with my mom, and
where were you living? Like here?
I was in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
I was in Puerto Rico, and I'm from Dominican Republic.
Okay.
And I moved to Puerto Rico when I was 9. It was a very drastic change, but as soon as I'm getting used to the Puerto Rico and how Puerto Rico was, then bam, my mom gives me the news, we're moving to Orlando. Okay. So
how long have you lived in Orlando?
Since 1998.
Damn. That's when was I born? Shit, that's a long time.
Yes.
So this is basically where you spend like your entire life.
Now I have people doing the math of my age right now. Oh boy.
I mean, you look good for your age, so I don't think
Thank
you know what I'm saying.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. But So you grew up in Orlando. You went to high school here. You went to college. All that
Yes.
stuff. So with everything going on right now, and when you were growing up, how different is it? Like high school, college for you. Until what do you think the biggest difference is in that time versus now?
So back then, the technology wasn't a big of a deal.
Okay.
For you to have technology, you had to have a computer at home with AOL. I don't know if you guys remember AOL. Yes.
I think that shows up my age. Oh wait, I actually do. Yeah, I remember. I remember what that is.
And then you had to have a phone line in the house and all these stuff that my mom being a single mom, she couldn't afford. So the only time that I had to play computers was in school.
Okay.
Pretty much, like whenever I had the computer class, or I had to go straight, like super early, so I could go to the library and do whatever I had to do.
You're doing.
Yeah.
But now everything is right there.
Everything is everything is right.
Crazy, right?
It's right there in your hands.
When I was in school, my two favorite classes were going outside, which we call it physical education. There's so many different names for it, but we call it physical education.
Yeah, PE. That's
right. And that is the time you get to go outside for an hour, 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, to play sports. My other favorite class was computer class. Because I never had that shit at home, so that gave me access.
Yeah.
I would literally skip some of my science classes. I hated science. I would skip science class to go to another group's computer class. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, Facebook, you know what I'm saying, was just a thing. Like at that point, I remember that part.
Okay.
But now you have fucking Facebook, you have Instagram, you have Twitter, there's all this fucking TikTok.
Snapchat,
I don't even get all that shit. But how do you deal with when you moved here? It's a new environment, and then let's say fast forward a couple of years, bam, you had a kid, you found out you were pregnant. You remember what that was like?
Yeah.
The first one. Okay. What's the first thing that went through your head at that point?
I was like, shit. I did not expect spending my 21st birthday like this, being a mom.
So you got pregnant at 21?
Yeah. Well, that's when I had it, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So while all your friends, I guess, was getting ready for their breakup party, you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
That sucks.
Pretty much.
That sucks. How did you... But I think that helps you to kind of grow and mature a little bit faster, no?
It does, because like nobody knows how to be a parent. Nobody gets taught how to be a parent.
Right.
You need to go through that every
to actually
day.
know what it feels like.
I remember the first time I went to the supermarket and my son, my 15-year-old, started crying. I left everything behind because I didn't know. I got nervous. I was shaking. I left everything behind. I just went home. Right,
because you thought he was freaking out.
Well, he was just crying, and I didn't know what to do. And then the lady's asking me, and then everything is going on. And I just got in.
Where were your parents at this time?
So I was in Tampa.
Okay.
Because I lived in Tampa for a couple of years, and I was all on my own in Tampa because my mom lived here in Orlando.
So you were all on your own in the sense of family, but you started your own family at that point.
Correct. Yes.
And that lasted a couple of years, and then bam, fast forward, have another one.
So then I had my daughter.
Right.
And which she wasn't planned.
Okay.
But
so that just came out of nowhere.
Yes. Okay. Well, we know where we came, but it was just a surprise because it wasn't planned. And hey, we adults, we gotta step up, you know.
And you're gonna do what you gotta do.
Exactly. So then a couple of years passed, and the relationship wasn't good. So I decided to move back home because I didn't have no family in Tampa.
Home was here in Orlando.
Home was here, Orlando. Yeah, okay. Correct. And yeah.
When you moved here, your mom was still living here.
Yes.
But where was your dad?
So my dad passed away in 2003. So, and then my dad was always, he lived in Dominican Republic.
Oh.
So he never lived in the States.
So your pops was back in your home country.
Back in Dominican, yes.
But you're here
with my mom and
But
my
you
brother.
moved in with your mom when you got back here.
Correct.
And you guys how was that relationship?
Oh boy.
Because here you go, you're coming back in mom's house, but you're coming.
And I'm a parent.
Right.
So you know what I mean? Like I'm coming back, and she was excited.
Okay.
Very excited.
At first, or?
Oh no, she was excited because it took her an hour to go see me.
So what was he excited about? You or the kids come? Like what do you think?
She was excited about the kids.
Okay.
But spending more time with them, not having to drive, just having to go to my room and see my kids, coming home every night to
Happy
see
to
me.
get some grandkids in the
Correct.
house.
Yes, because it's not the same when you have to drive an hour away.
Right.
Then like
versus they're right here.
Miss that moment like that my son started walking. Miss that doctor's appointment that she always was paying attention.
So as a grandparent, she valued she valued the time that she was spending with you.
Oh yeah, she did. She used to take time off from her job to go to my house and stay with me, and she'll call it a vacation. She'll tell me, just take me to the beach, and that's it, and I'm happy. You know what I mean?
I feel you. So she was there for you, support system when everything wasn't going well in the relationship.
Yeah, it was hard.
Okay.
It was hard because
what is the biggest challenge you face, like living with mom, and you know what I mean?
Because she's old, so they have this system. That you got to work it through, you have to stay, and no.
So she wants to do things her way, but you're
exactly. I'm like, no, like I saw her go through some stuff with my dad, and I didn't want that for my kids. So that's what it was in my head, So I'd rather have a good communication with the father of my kids than to stay in a home that they're gonna see me arguing. They're gonna see me every night. It was gonna be a fight.
You didn't want to cause that trauma for your kids.
For my kids, no.
Do you think that affected you in any way when you were growing up as a kid, or how do you think that? What kind of impact does it have on you?
It did, because like always for either Christmas and summer, I had to spend it with my dad or my mom. It couldn't be both.
Okay, so you would always be between.
Yeah, be going like I go summer to Dominican Republic, spend the whole summer, but then I couldn't have my mom.
Okay. But that had to hurt, not having the ability.
It did.
To, you know what I'm saying?
It sure did. It sure did.
But you tried to give your kids that sort of lifestyle, right?
Correct.
But it never really worked out.
Correct.
So you moved here, back with mom, chilling with mom. But did it all? You were going to school. You were working. What?
So when I came back home, she didn't believe me that I was gonna stay. She said, "Oh, you guys just got into a little fight." And then she saw me, 2 months went by, and I was still like, and then the papers started coming in. So she's like, oh, it's serious.
Yeah, it's happening.
And I'm like, I need a job. Like, I'm not going to just stay here. Like, just I need to work, you know. And
was that your first, when you were in Tampa, like, were you working or?
Yeah, I was.
But you came here and then you found another job and.
Well, it was hard because I applied to places and things like that. It was just not like, it wasn't busy, I guess. So my mom works at the Marriott, and that's where I got in. So I got in there, and I work at a mall store for a while. Yeah, like in the morning. Correct.
But it didn't work out like for the whole period. Like you had to move out to your mom's house at some point. So like she wanted to control me. She thought that I was still 10, 12 years old, like I'm like, no, exactly. Like she'd be like, oh, who you texting? Yeah. Who's calling you? But you were like 20, 21.
Exactly. I was
25.
Relax with the age. I was old. I was older. So when I moved back, so it was hard because I come from living on my own, and that now I gotta be under her, I'm under her roof, so I have to respect her rules because I'm under her roof.
Right.
That's what I was taught.
Right. But you moved out at some point, yeah?
Correct. I moved out when.
Why did you? What made you like? You're like, yo, it's time to pop. What do you?
Because
do?
I was making enough that I could afford an apartment with 2 bedrooms, for me and my kids, and.
But you had 2 kids at this point. They were how old? Like 6.
Oh my goodness,
7?
they were. My son was like 4, and he started going to school, and my daughter was 2 and a half.
They were. I don't know. Middle school, high school.
No, so
wait, it's definitely not high school.
No.
It has to be. They're going through pre-K.
Correct.
For me, I know now that I have kids. Like there's certain things that I never paid attention to earlier that I gotta pay attention to now. You know what I'm saying? And like school is one of them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I went through school. I didn't go through all my school days here because you know what I'm saying. But now that you have kids, like you gotta pay attention to so much more shit. Like I'm in school and I used to be like, I just do whatever the fuck I want. Now I'm thinking, oh my God, so my daughter's gonna go to school. Oh shit, I'm not gonna be there with her. So I'm sure you were probably going through the same shit, no?
It was hard because, you know, like I had to work and make time for the activities that my son had in school. Because I wanted to be there.
You had a car?
I did. Okay. I had a car.
So you were actually working and you were making enough money.
Yes.
To pretty much take care of yourself.
Yes,
okay.
I was.
Just from working at a hotel?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
But
I was getting also the child support, so that was an extra income.
Okay.
That, you know, once I started getting it, then I did.
I've always grew up in a kind of a time where child support is kind of frowned upon by men. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like by dads, because I mean, I was poor growing up. I was poor as fuck.
Okay.
So, you know, my uncle, my family, they didn't have it, you know what I mean? But they try to do their thing. They try to make ends meet, you know what I'm saying? But everybody that I knew growing up as an adult, as a man, was fucking, they hate women who made them pay child support. Now, growing up as a kid, I'm thinking that's the way to go.
Yeah.
But now I'm realizing like how fucking important it is for you to actually take care of your kid. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think a woman should take a man or a dad to court to actually get money for you. Like, you should just fucking take care of your
It's true,
kids.
but there's a lot of men out there that be fighting because they don't want that.
Right.
Because there's a lot of issues behind it. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't pay,
right,
you lose your license. That's one of the things.
Okay.
So, there's
consequences.
Correct. So I'm not one that, you know, that went. It was just an agreement that he stepped up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He
Did you have to fight to get him?
No, he proposed.
To put him in child support?
Yes.
But I don't get that though. So
yes.
What is he trying to do? Hold himself accountable?
No. It was just, it's two adults.
Right.
Having a conversation.
So you had a mutual agreement.
Correct.
Okay.
So we didn't have to go that far as court, but he did everything that he had to do, and all I had to do was agree or disagree with the amount.
This is your teenager's dad, right?
Correct.
So would you? I mean, that sounds like he was doing a good job though, as far as. So what was? I mean, you don't have to get too personal, but what was if he actually does care about the kids like that? What was the issue? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why did it not work out? You don't have to get too personal, but I mean, you know, I'm curious.
It's just when it doesn't work out. You try to work out things.
Okay.
But then you see that working out, it's not going nowhere.
Okay.
It's actually hurting you.
Okay.
And then it hurts you.
So you were feeling pain.
It's gonna hurt your kids.
Okay.
Because if you're not happy, your kids are not gonna be happy.
I feel you.
So like I said, like I went through that. I didn't want to go through that with my kids. So that was one thing that me and my mom disagreed because she
wanted you to stay.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
But you told her you weren't happy, no?
But she didn't understand. It said it doesn't matter.
You have to stay with.
All she said he's a good provider. He's a good dad. You have a house. You have a car. You know, like. You know,
your mom is probably gonna see this.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay.
Have you told her that's how you feel?
We have fights. We had fights.
Was that one of the reasons why you moved out?
No, because at the beginning it was just very hard for her to understand it.
You're doing things your way.
Exactly. Like I guess my reason wasn't powerful enough for me to make the decision that I made. You know, but like you as an adult, see when things don't work.
You gotta make some moves.
Yeah, like for the best of us, you know, like he deserved it to be in a better, you know, and I deserve it to move on. You know what I mean?
I feel like a lot of people think there's a script to life, like your mom. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
My mom is the same way.
Yeah.
Right. In the sense of as long as there's no abuse, she's gonna be like, yo, stay. But if there's abuse involved, she's gonna be like, yo, you gotta get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I went through a similar situation where I never had a dad growing up. I mentioned a brief little bit of it in the first episode. But I think one of the part that hurt the most was the fact that my mom wasn't there enough, even though she was providing enough. So she was providing to make me happy, but like,
Correct, but
like emotionally, like I needed that. So me as a teenager, I found like other ways to get that fucking attention that I need. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You were going through that stage where you were making enough. You moved out to your mom's house. Now you had little kids growing up.
Correct.
How are you able to balance your working? Were you going to school as well?
No, not at that time. So like I started going to school after.
But you were still on your own with 2 kids.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was.
That's got to be fucking hard.
So, my mom was my bone. My mom was my foundation.
She was still helping you even though you moved out?
Correct.
Okay, so she's a good mom then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She could be, she'll have her ways. She will disagree with me 99.9% of the time. But there is,
she's still going to be there for you.
Exactly. No matter what. That's, like.
What are some of the challenges that you face, like, single mom living on your own with 2 kids? You didn't start school right away, but you eventually started school.
Yeah.
I'm sure that took a couple of years. What are some of the biggest challenges you think that you faced, having to deal with that situation?
Trying to balance
time.
My time. My kids were little at the time. Having to share my time with the dad, that was very hard. Okay. Because me having to let go of my kids for a time and then getting them back.
What was the hardest part? Letting them go or just not knowing what they're doing?
Letting them go. And exactly. And just, they're small.
Right.
So they don't know what it is. Right. They just, and it ached. Like it hurt me so much every time I got them. And they would cry because they wanted to stay.
With you?
Correct. Okay. Yeah, well, either way, like when I drop them off, they'll cry because they're getting dropped off. When I picked them up, they would cry because they were leaving. Right. So it was just, that was hard. That
was probably one of your biggest challenges facing.
Yes. Yes.
But what about like when you're here with them? I'm sure you're a young woman. Yeah. You're single.
Yeah.
You're raising your kids by yourself. You know what I mean? You gotta have needs. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to have some fun.
Yeah.
How are you able to balance that section?
So like that was hard because my mom will support me in anything.
Right. No matter what you're doing.
But if it was like clubbing or going out, she said no. I help you if you go to work, if you have an appointment, if you have something to do.
So she didn't want you to have fun.
But if it was like, I'm going out with my friends, so I'm not your babysitter.
How did that make you feel?
It made me feel bad.
Why do you think like she was obligated to make you go have fun? Like
no, but like I told her sometimes like you could stay with them. The girl
right. So you could go have a little bit of time by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do you think you faced that made you kind of put you in that like fuck, I'm doing this by myself. Like, I'm a single mom. Like, were there any moment in time where you're like, damn, this is fucking hard, and you want to give up? Did you go through that at all?
Yeah, I did.
What do you think brought you that point? Tell me one thing.
It's just my kids. My kids asking for their dad. Like,
Did you go back to him at any point, like after you broke up? Did you guys like kiss and make up and shit?
No, we tried after I moved over here. Mm-hmm. We tried to work it out for like 6 months.
And it didn't work out.
And it didn't work out. Just I was raised here in Orlando, and he wasn't from here at all. So Orlando, Tampa was new to him.
Right.
So it was just like he wanted to move to another country because every time he came here to Orlando, even I went to Publix, I went to anywhere, there was somebody from school, hey daddy, and he'll get mad.
So it was jealousy, you're saying?
Type of.
But you didn't like that type of vibe.
I don't know, because if I'm not giving you a reason.
So you're really famous then. Everybody knows Tati,
no,
right?
I mean I went to high school here, so it was
you knew a lot of people.
Correct. Like anywhere you go, there's like not now. So, but back then, I just graduated school. Mm-hmm. So, and this is where I grew up. So, like, what do you expect?
I was gonna ask you what are like some of the things that you accomplished, while doing this, facing all these struggles, doing your thing on your own. No dad. You gotta balance that shit. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of moms going through that right now. My mom went through that.
Yeah, and my mom too. Cause my mom, so my dad was, we were good. We were good in DR. We would I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to cook until I was like 20 years old.
Yo, in my culture, that shit is embarrassing.
It is, and all my cousins knew how to do a meal.
But why? I don't get it.
Because my dad.
So he didn't want you to work?
It's not that. Like in the yard, we had a good life.
Okay.
We had people doing stuff.
Were you mad when you moved here?
I was mad when I moved to Puerto Rico because I had to learn how to wash plates. I had to learn how to do my bed. I had to wash my clothes. I had chores to do that I never did.
Now at this point when you're in Orlando and you moved out on your own, right? You're experiencing that shit back in Puerto Rico because now you gotta make your bed.
Yeah.
You gotta make your kids' bed.
Yeah.
You gotta do their shit. That shit.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
That shit's crazy. But what kept you going? Like what was it that? Because there are people right now that they probably want to give up. They're like, yo, damn, I can't. Right now, with all the corona shit happening, I'm sure their fucking mothers be like, yo, I don't even know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You know, are they gonna kick me out of? I can't afford rent. What kept you going even though you faced some shit? Dealing with what I'm saying. You're not really going into details about. Stuff that you experienced, but what was that motivation for you?
Just keep going. Just keep going because you could do it. You know what I mean? You can do it. Like whatever you put your mind to it, and especially when you have kids, they're gonna be your engine.
Right.
Like you could probably feel down, and to
they
the
come
world
and give
you're
you
happy.
A smile and shit,
exactly.
Yeah.
You could be sad and crying, but you show up and nobody knows what's going on. Like you could close your door and you could bust down, but in front of them you're something else. You know what I mean? Because that was kept me going. Like my motivation was my kids.
Your kids.
Just my kids.
I'm experiencing that right now. There are days I have like a shitty ass day at work, and like we were talking about earlier. We never had technology back then.
Yeah.
Now we have technology, and I can call my daughter at any point in time, and she pick up her iPad. I talk to her for a little bit. So like when I'm down and shit like that, I feel like kids really give you that. Yo, damn, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? So
it makes you feel good, right? Because that's your why.
For everything.
That's your why. That right there, literally, it's your why. That's your why in life.
You had to let somebody else in your life at some point.
Yes.
So you went single for
a while. I dated.
But you didn't
but
work
it wasn't. No, it just.
But finally, you met somebody.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother chapter of your life.
A very hard chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah.
You crazy. We have all these dating websites now who you meet somebody you don't even know who you're meeting, right?
Yep.
But you met this person in person.
Correct.
You thought he was a good person.
Yeah.
Came through. But it was good for a while, right?
It was.
Okay.
It was.
Okay.
It was good for a while.
But so new chapter, new person. You had to make a transition from, all right, bet I'm a single mom. I gotta, now I have a man at the house. Tell me about that transition.
It was very challenging because this is the first guy that
is meeting your kids.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, like others met, but it wasn't like this. Was more, I'm staying with you. We're cooking. We have plans, and at some point you have to introduce this person to the other dad because
you remember that?
Yeah, I sure did. I sure did.
So is that a good I sure did or a bad I sure did?
It was okay.
It was okay.
It was okay.
So it wasn't dramatic.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well,
No.
that's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I've been a part of, I mean, not personally, but I've been a part of families or friends, little kids growing up, and in the community I know who's beefing. Because I grew up in a very small community where everybody knows everybody. John knows Tom, Tom knows Nancy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So kid, new dad comes in or new person comes in the family. You gotta introduce, and what I mean. There's hard feelings, but you never experienced none of that shit.
No, because it was a smooth transition.
Okay.
It was.
Did the kids accept him like right away?
Well, it was easy because he had kids of his own.
Oh.
So it was an easy transition because of that.
He knew how to handle having kids.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, I feel you. So your kids accepted him?
Not right away, but
it took some time.
Yeah.
Did you help to ease him in, or did he just do all this shit on his own?
I mean, it was more like it came as we went.
Right.
So
it just naturally happened. You got married?
It wasn't like fully, because it's never fully.
Right.
So like when it was like fully completed, then everything was done.
And you were happy.
Kind of.
Your kids they're teenagers now. But the transition between when you introduce, I guess I could say stepdad.
Yeah.
That was a transition. A lot of people go through a rough fucking transition. A lot of people go through an easy transition. Some people don't have a transition at all because there's nothing to transition. It's just, what did you go through?
So, the acceptance.
Okay.
The acceptance. So at the beginning, when the relationship started, I didn't want my kids to see him as much. Mm-hmm. So like.
You did or you did not?
I didn't.
Why not?
I didn't.
You didn't want a father figure?
I wanted to make sure that it was gonna work out. I didn't want this to be another one.
So you were scared that this was not gonna be, like, it's not gonna work out. It's gonna cause you pain, or you were scared of.
I was scared of not working out.
Okay.
Of like me introducing and doing all this work and doing everything that it takes for that child to accept in some type of way and be okay without causing any trauma, anything that could hurt my kids.
All right, it's funny you said that, because even in your initial instinct, you were scared of that happening.
Yeah.
And it still happened.
Correct.
And it was hard.
And it was crazy.
But what made you go against your instincts? Because I'm sure you're thinking, all right, I'm scared this is not going to work out. But there had to be something about this man that made you like, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to see how it works out. What? It
was, I guess it was, sometimes you feel lonely. Sometimes having that person that could relate.
Okay.
Could relate.
He was from your country?
Yes.
Okay.
So could relate because the past relationships I had, they couldn't respect that, I can't go out today because I got kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I can't do this. I can't go here because my kids.
Right.
So having this person that understood that, so this is how it's going to be, if you're okay, or... he
cared about you.
Exactly. So there was no hiccup.
How long did the relationship last?
5 years.
5 years. 5 years. And out of the 5 years, how many of those years you think you would say was really good?
The first year. And then when I was pregnant. When we found out.
You had a child for him?
Yes.
You got pregnant in the second year of being in a relationship?
Correct.
When you got pregnant, do you think that's what changed the relationship, or?
The relationship was...
It was still good?
Was good.
Okay.
The relationship was good.
But at one point, things turned. And it...
Drastic change. Drastic turn. It was an unexpected turn.
Okay. So, he hurt you, and he hurt your kids.
Yes.
There's a lot of single moms out there right now who... They're literally going through the same fucking situation right now that you went through. As far as they met somebody, they need that communication. They need that, you know what I'm saying?
Companionship.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Somebody to, that's there for them.
Yeah.
And they're probably having the same thought process. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? What do you think you can say to those people or those single moms to be like, yo, what do you think you can share from your experience? We're going to dive into what really happened. But before we go into what happened, tell the single moms out there right now how do I say this? Just how to handle a situation like that when you're thinking about it.
To give time. There is a lifetime that you could be with somebody and you don't know that person. There is signs. that it goes, that you go, you know, it's unnoticed, but you notice, but you kind of like don't want to see it.
Right.
So just pay attention to signs.
Pay attention to what's going on in the house.
Pay attention to signs.
Tell us what happened.
Oh boy.
I didn't hear the full story or the full what happened, but me just listening to it fucking hurt me. You know what I'm saying? So I guess now I'm gonna hear it. I know it's probably hard, or it's probably tough for you, but there are people who I want you to help with your story. There's single moms I want you to help and let them know that trust their instincts. You know what I mean? Look for the signs. See, if you see it, don't disregard it. Look for the signs. Tell us what happened.
Okay. So like I mentioned, she's 13 now.
Okay.
When she was 9 years old, she was in Tampa, at her dad's, and she was like in a camping kind of like school, and she was playing a game with a total stranger, because you know it's just a girl that goes to school that she sees for a while and then she goes back home, and you know, so they were playing a game that the name was called Secrets. So it was, you tell me a secret and I tell you a secret, and it doesn't leave here because it's a game. So my daughter disclosed that she was getting touched.
By the person you were seeing at the time.
Yes.
So it was a school trip.
No, it was like a camp because it was spring break.
Okay.
So they were on break from school,
and then they went to
Tampa, and you know, because
and the
their
stranger
dad
called
has to
you?
work. No.
How do you get the news?
So the father of my daughter, it's Mary right now. So she was the one that you know found out first. Then her dad called me.
That had to be a fucking hard phone call.
Yeah, because I could tell you exactly what I was doing at the time. I was washing some plates before, because I was going to school at the time. I was going to college, and I was getting ready to go to school, and I get this call at 8 o'clock in the morning, and all he said it was, I need you to listen to your daughter and your son. And I remember I dropped when I started hitting my son, and I got cold, I got chills. I called my mom right away. Like it was hard.
I can't even imagine the fucking pain.
Yeah.
You feel hearing that shit.
Yeah, and I didn't have to go to details because I didn't want to. And her dad would just tell me, oh, listen, you have a perfect life. You just bought a house. You have a kid with this person. Give me my kids. Give me my kids and forget about them. And you do your life like you don't have 2 kids. And I said, are you out of your mind? And he goes, what are you gonna do? Like what? This is your husband. And I'm like, bring my kids. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna do something.
Right.
So
what did you do?
So the father of my kids come down with my kids. I called the doctor and I told the doctor what happened, and they told me just go to the children's hospital and just to let you know, the police is gonna be involved. Social workers are gonna be involved, so just be prepared. And I said, let's go. Once I went to the hospital, the father of my kids didn't want to say what was going on, and I said, no. I said, nurse, my daughter, my 9 years old, has been touched by my husband. And that's all I had to say for them to rush her inside and do all these tests and talk to her. And then...
Did she understand what was going on?
Not at the moment. I was just there for my daughter. And, everybody was there devastated. It was at the time because the father of my kids and this person had a good relationship. Like, there were times that I couldn't take my kids and he would take my kids. It's
heartbroken.
It's horrible. It's horrible because it's the person you were sharing your life with. It's the person that woke up with you next to you every day. A person is supposed to protect you, that you brought into your house, and then there was a time that you had that your instinct told you no, but you just kept going, and this is when you get like a reality check and then a slap in your face because you just want to let it go and notice.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I don't even fucking know what I would do. God forbid. I don't. You know what happens to people like that in my country? They get gunshots. They fucking die. Yo, I can't even imagine what the fuck you like. Do you ever when you talk to their dad, does that ever come up? Like, does he do you think he blames you at all, or do you blame him? Do you have that experience where it was a blame game for a second, or was it just somebody just took responsibility?
So we both feel guilt.
Right.
Because
do you think there was something you weren't doing right? Do you think he was not doing something wrong? Like, the reason I'm asking this question is because there's probably somebody who's going to watch this episode one day, and they're going to have a situation like yours. And I want you to be able to speak to those moms or even those dads, who have the boys, like, because your girl was, molested.
Yes.
But there's also boys involved in this situation.
And it's very sad that, after she went through that, we had to go to therapy.
Right.
And you go to therapy.
It's tough.
With people that this is happening. You see it in the news. You hear it, such and such did this. You see it in the movies.
But experiencing it,
it's something else.
I don't want to know what it feels like.
It's
I don't want to know what it feels like.
It's something else.
It's fucking. Right now, like when you have conversation with her, does she, how do you talk to her? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is the relationship like?
So it's a little bit challenging. She's like my challenging child.
Out of the three?
Out of the three. She's
I'm sure it takes a lot to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to go into details as to some of the challenges that you're facing now, but if there was one thing that was one of the toughest things to deal with, what would that be? Like, out of everything.
Her trauma.
You think it affects her still?
Yeah. I sure do. Because it's gonna come a time that she's going to be like, oh, wait a minute, this happened to me before,
right,
and this is happening now with somebody that, it's not that person.
You supported her though, right?
I did.
And I feel like that was a big role into what you did.
I sure did.
What are some of the signs that you think parents should be looking out for?
So it's funny because there was a day that she said something to me, and it just didn't make sense, you know, because then she'll be like, "No, mommy, no, I made it up. I made it up."
Do you want to share what that is? You don't have to, but.
So she just pretty much said, "Oh, I one day I saw him without a towel." But mommy, no, that was a mistake. That was a mistake.
So she's like in denial of what really happened. Like she doesn't understand. Like it's confusing.
She didn't know. For her, it was. I guess it wasn't okay, but it was not okay.
Because she didn't. So she's growing up. She don't understand what's going on.
Exactly.
But him as the adult knew exactly what he was doing.
Exactly.
Damn. That's
exactly.
fucked up.
Exactly.
I want you to tell. There's a lot of guys that they're with women that has children. It's crazy that we're having this conversation because the very first episode, I talked to my good friend Brandon, and he's co-parenting right now with a woman that has twins. And like I said, I knew just like you briefly mentioned some stuff about it, but it's been so emotional for you. You never really told me about it, right? Now I'm talking to you and I'm like, yo, like I as a person, if I ever go into, you know, like a relationship with somebody who already has kids, you know what I mean? Like that has to be something that's important that you understand. Yo, this is not okay to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you have to fucking know you can do certain things, right? So talk to the guys right now and tell them, yo, just understand. If you feel this way or you're doing this, that ain't right, bro. What do you think are some of the things that they should be cautious about? Like being in a relationship with a woman, she has young kids, young daughter. What do you think some things that guys should be more cautious about to ensure that, yo, don't just be sloppy and, you know what I'm saying? Protect yourself, bro.
Correct.
What do you think?
Just pretty much if you see a sign,
right,
any wrong touch, any preference,
right,
like why don't you do this to him but don't do it to her?
Oh, okay.
Why is she grounded and he's not grounded?
So those are some of the things women have to look forward.
Because if you don't see why is there so much favoritism?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like at the time you probably don't think about it. You probably just said, oh, because, you know, maybe he deserves it more than her because he's oldest and he should know better and she's youngest and she's just a baby or she doesn't understand, you know?
But you have to be more cautious about that. Well, that's from a woman's perspective though. As a man, right, who are in a situation right now with a woman with kids, what are some of the things that you think men should do to ensure that they're not, you know, getting trapped in, like they're just making sure, for example, you said she saw him without a towel, or she said that. That was part of, I'm assuming, the whole conversation and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming he didn't do that by accident, right?
Correct. So you just gotta be more careful. They're watching.
All the time.
They're always watching.
Right,
they're always at the time that you probably think that you're cooking or something dropped in the floor. Oh, and you didn't pick it up.
Right.
They're always watching.
Right.
They're following. You know what I mean? Like they
set examples. Be better persons. That's gotta be fucking painful for you to go through. I'm so sorry you had to go through, you know what I mean, something like that. I can't even imagine what you're gonna feel like. You know what I'm saying? Or what you felt at that point. I'm a dad, and I have a little young boy growing up. I have a little daughter as well, and I don't even want to think about them having to go through. You know what I'm saying? That's just fucking painful.
Yes.
Looking back at the situation, do you have any regrets at all?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Do you think do you try to not have regrets because you feel guilt, or do you think it's just why do you not have any regrets?
Because I took care of the situation. You know, there is a lot of moms, and I'm sorry to say that they would have just shoved it underneath the carpet
Okay.
You know, and just keep going, keep living your life like nothing happened.
And allow it to continue.
You know, and no.
How do you feel right now?
I feel good. I feel good because I did the right thing. I did the right thing.
You're happy that you...
Yeah. I'm my mom, you know, it's my daughter. So it's... Men come and go. But your daughter is...
It's forever.
It's your daughter, yes. Yes.
I would just want to encourage every man like that's out there right now that's dating women with kids, bro. Don't do that shit, bro. Don't fucking do that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all men, and we're gonna have kids, maybe by accident, maybe by plan. It doesn't matter. Like, yo, just if you're fucking thinking about that shit right now, or if you can't help yourself, bro, yo, just understand, my nigga. Like you're gonna have kids, bro. Don't do that, bro. That's just not right, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, thanks to everybody who tuned into the podcast today. We appreciate you. Thanks to Tati for coming through, sharing her story. I know this was fucking hard for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry you had to go through that. I just encourage you, you know what I mean? Like it's been not too long, you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter how fucking long it goes. You're always gonna, you know, feel that pain. That your daughter, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yo, people, man, woman, boy, girl, if you're a teenager, if you're fucking 30, 40, 50, it's wrong, bro. Don't abuse the kids. Don't abuse the kids, bro. Peace.
What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that bitch like Stockton. Just joshing. I'ma spend this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10. I can put the ball in the end zone, put a bad bitch in the friend zone.